Hey, what's up guys? So I got a request to do a lesson on Fat Lip by Sum 41. So it's a pretty simple song. I think if you practice it a lot, you'll get it down pretty well. So with the intro, by the way, we're in standard tuning for this song. A lot of people say it's in drop D, but it's actually not. There's no real use for drop D for this song, and it makes it easier to play it if you're in standard tuning, so stay in standard tuning for this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out on the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th fret. And we're gonna be palm muting. Here, just a second. My camera's autofocus doesn't want to work. There we go. Alright. So 4, 5, 7, and then 6 on the D string. Then 4 on the D string. Then 4, 7, so 4 on the D and then 7 on the A. And this is all palm muted. Sorry. So you're gonna repeat that, and then once the drums kick in, you just do the same thing except for it's not palm muted. So yeah, there's the intro. I'll just show you the frets one more time, and you might want to pause this video and watch it in segments so you can practice. So I'd recommend like starting with practicing the intro, then once you get that down, move on to the verse, then once you get that down, move on to the chorus, and then after that it pretty much repeats itself, and there's a little bridge part, but yeah, just learn it in segments. So, one more time. So, here, I'll turn my guitar down real quick so you can hear me talk over it. So, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 7, then 6 on the D string, then 4, 5, 7, then 4 on the D string, then 4, 5, 7 again, then 4, 7, so 4 on the D and 7 on the A. And if you're confused about the palm muting part, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place in this video because I'm kind of winging it, but palm muting is where you take this part of your palm and rest it on the bridge, or right above the bridge, right where the strings meet the bridge, and it gives you a really percussive attack, as opposed to so this is what it's going to look like if you play that part palm muted. Here, I'll just show you the bridge of my guitar. And as far as downstrokes and alternate picking, I do downstrokes if you can. If you can't, alternate picking doesn't sound that much worse, but you will get a stronger attack with down picking. Alternate picking just sounds a little bit different. I'll kind of demonstrate that right now. So if I down pick versus alternate picking, it kind of makes it a little bit less percussive if you alternate pick it, but that's fine. Whatever works for you. And then once you stop palm muting, I would alternate pick it because that makes the riff a little bit easier to play. So anyway, moving on to the verse of the song. So we're going to do an open E power chord, we're going to hit it twice. Then we're going to go on the D string, and then on the second fret. Then we're going to pull off to the first fret, then play the second fret again. Then we're going to go to the second fret of the A string, play that twice. So slowly that's going to sound like this. Sorry. So you're going to play that riff once. Then you go on to the open A power chord. Then you're going to do the same pattern again. But it's a little bit different because it does a little descending thing. So you go on the D string, 2 1 2. Then you go open A, and then 4 2 on the E string. Then you repeat it. So that's what you play during the verse, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but there are 2 guitars in this song, and I'm going to do the rhythm guitar in this video, then I'll do the other guitar in the next video. So I'll cover the harmonies in a different video if you want to learn them as well, but for now we're just going to focus on one guitar. So after that verse, then you go into a little pre-chorus where you're on the open E power chord again. So what we're doing there is open E power chord, so open E, and then second string on the A string. And then you're going to palm mute, so 2 palm mutes and 1 open, so 1 2. So it's kind of 3 palm mutes and 1 open, so you're starting on the second one for the first part of the riff, if that makes sense. So you're going to go 1 2 open, 1 2 3 open, 1 2 3 open, 1 2 3 open. So I'll show you what that looks like on my right hand, on my picking hand. So you do the E for a little bit, then you move down to a C sharp power chord, which is fret 4 on the A string, fret 6 on the D string. Same picking pattern. Then you move down to the A, open A, which is an open A note, and second fret on the D string. So altogether that's going to look like this. Then he does a little bit different of a rhythm. He does kind of a gallop in the second repeat, so 1 2 and then 1 2 3 4 open. So then does a nice little pick slide. That sounded horrible, but so basically what you do, you get the side of your pick right there. I'm sorry that that's so blurry, but it wants to focus in on my guitar right now. Get the side of your pick, scrape it down the strings. So yeah, he slides like that into the chorus. Anyway, so for the chorus, for the rhythm guitar at least, because the lead guitar is doing a totally different thing. The rhythm guitar, they're gonna go E power chord, then B power chord, which is 2nd fret on the A string, then 4th fret on the D string, then slide up 2 frets to the C sharp power chord. Then you're gonna go up a string to an A flat power chord. You're gonna kind of swap between the two, so it's gonna look like this. Back into the intro. So, the second verse is literally exactly the same as the first verse. It just doesn't do like the first bar or so. But after that it's exactly the same. There's like nothing different that he plays. So we're gonna skip to, I think the bridge is where it's different next. So on the bridge, it's a little descending pattern. He starts on an E power chord and he switches over to a clean sound. And you're just picking, this is called an arpeggio, where you pick out the individual notes of a chord. So he does an arpeggio on an E power chord. Then he moves his first finger down a fret. And then he goes to a C sharp minor. So a C sharp minor is the same as a C sharp power chord. You have the 4th fret. Sorry, it's not focusing. 4th fret, 6th fret, 6th fret on the G string, and then you have 5th fret on the B string. So that's the note that makes it a minor chord, is that note. So you're gonna pick like that. So you're gonna pick the A, D, then skip down to the B, and then go back up to the G. Then there's a little rest. Then it goes to A major. It's not a G major, it's just a G power chord. So you're gonna play that that 5th fret of the E string, and then 7th fret of the D, and 7th fret of the A. So I'll show you what that looks like for your picking hand, because this might be confusing if you're more of a beginner. So I'm playing my E power chord, and I'll zoom in real close to my picking hand so you guys can really see what that's doing. So I'm on an E power chord. So I'm just moving my first finger down a fret. Then I go to that minor chord, I'm doing these strings. Sorry, I'm playing a little bit sloppy today. That's the gist of it, so just kind of mess around with those arpeggios, and you can, like I said, you can always pause the video and practice and then keep watching the video. But yeah, that's the little bridge section of it. You're just going down with those arpeggios, and then for the other part of the bridge, what he does is, and this might be where people think it's in drop D, because he does use an open D chord, but you don't necessarily have to be in drop D to play it. So kick the distortion back on, Alright, so by open D chord, I mean you play the A and the D strings open. Like that. So what he's doing in the bridge is he's going so it's pretty much open D to an open E and then going down to an A. So I'll do that a little bit slower. So he does it twice, and then he does a little verse where he just, or a little part where he just raps without anything, where it's just drums, and then he slides in, and then just keeps doing that pattern. And then there's little spots where it just pauses, or else where he goes, he'll do like little pauses, and you can listen to that and just kind of do it as the song does it. That's how I learn most of my songs. Is I listen to them, I get the basic idea, I figure out what the chords are, and then for rhythms and stuff I just listen to the song. And I think honestly for this part, since I'm not very good at explaining rhythms, that would be the best thing to do, because he does do some weird, kind of hard to explain rhythms. So yeah, just listen to that for the rhythms. And then, so when he leads into the next chorus, he palm mutes on a D chord, like this. Then he does a pick scrape again, and back into the chorus riff. Goes back into the intro riff. Then just does some little open E chords. So just 2 strums on each, like that. So yeah, I use this video to help you listen to the song a lot. Listen to it enough to where you're comfortable with like where the rhythms land. That's what I do a lot, especially if I go to perform songs. I just listen to them a ton if I have a problem spot with the rhythm, so I can really start feeling it. So I've listened to it enough to where I know it enough so that I can feel when I should play it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the rhythm guitar part for Fat Lip by Sum 41, and I will upload the lead part very soon.